To discuss this is whistleblower and financial campaigner Nicholas Wilson.
Hi.
Nicholas, the details which are emerging show that they certainly were dubious activities appearing to happen on a routine basis, but actually illegal.
Tax evasion is illegal, yes.
But apparently these people, it was up to them, or not. Let's say the bank itself wasn't acting illegally, so it was the onus upon its clients to obey the law.
The bank facilitated it, and in my story, which we presume we're going to go on to, I worked for a firm of solicitors, and the bank instructed the firm of solicitors to do what was illegal in my case. So the bank, from the reports I've read of what happened in Switzerland, the bank actually encouraged the clients and advised them how to avoid the tax.
What's your story? Were you actually connected to this HSBC?
Well, I've been campaigning for 12 years now against HSBC, who were ripping off high street clients in the UK. They bought a bank called HFC in 2003, and immediately where they took over the John Lewis store accounts, and immediately starting adding illegal charges on. Well, a firm of solicitors called Restons had been doing it for about 30 years before. I reported my firm to the Law Society for it, who upheld my complaint that it was illegal what they were doing. But no action was taken until 2010. But I'd like, if I may, to talk about Cameron and his knowledge of Stephen Green.
All right, well, Lord Green, he was the chief executive of HSBC
yes.
at that time, but there's no evidence to suggest he was involved himself in tax evasion.
The tax evasion, well, he would have known. He certainly would have known. And I'm sure that he had a very close relationship with Cameron. Cameron's great-great-grandfather used to be the head of HSBC in the UK, so I'm sure there's a very strong bond between them. But what's important from my point of view is at the time Stephen Green was made a lord, it was covered up. The OFT made an order against HSBC Bank to tell him to stop adding these illegal charges. That order was signed the day after Stephen Green was made a lord. And then Stephen Green was introduced to the House of Lords on the 22nd of November 2010. On the 22nd of November 2010, the OFT released a press release about charging orders, which was nothing to do with the collection charges, which the order was about, and the order was hidden away as a PDF at the bottom of the page. So it was hidden away and buried. None of the media picked it up. It was hidden away and buried, not to embarrass Green when Cameron was making him a lord.
Well, 4 countries are going to carry out criminal investigations into HSBC.
Well, why aren't we?
But what you're saying now, are you saying it's not going to happen because of this connection?
Oh, it'll happen in other countries. It won't happen in the UK. The Financial Conduct Authority have been covering up for HSBC. But
you could also say that Labour, well, they were in power between 2005 and 2007. During the time that data was collected.
Labour is just as bad. I told Ed Miliband in person when he came to Hastings 2 years ago about these illegal charges. He's done absolutely nothing about it.
But what do you make of the fact that something like 1,100 people are now being investigated? One has already been charged, and the government is saying more and more now will be brought to account.
One has been charged since 2007.
5-fold more now in this next
well, what I would like to know is whether there's any MPs on that list and whether we'll ever hear about that.
But
because there must be.
The fact that this is now being talked about has been exposed. Do you not think now there will be?
No.
You don't?
No, not with this government.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. Financial campaigner and whistleblower Nicholas Wilson, thanks very much indeed.